Chapter 82. Let's play. Tell me, when you boys get together, is there an element of let's play? Georgie Josh's getting straight to the point? No, Hunter says firmly. I don't play. Not when lives are at stake. He's obviously right, I agree, feeling I'm a guest watching a show unfold. Hunter looks at the audience. I hope you all take lifeboat trail very seriously. The Costa Concordia is modern history. The recordings of that tragedy showed the public panicked. My crew mustn't panic. But there is a tendency for drills to become familiar. Kieran and I both trained to be in real situations. So, as I had Mr. Action Man with me on the ship, we decided to put some of the crew to a test. Wow, Georgie enthuses. What an opportunity. Yep, and they all passed. You should all feel very safe, he states. I watch, repeat, nod, and say yes. Easy morning. What if you hadn't made the jump but fallen into the water? Georgie asks me, forcing me to join in. They would have had to rescue me. That might be a future test, but the crew here are now primed, so expect it on your next cruise. That leap was not the act of a retired military man, so if it is not a rude question, how old are you? Georgie probes. She is checking me out. That is a personal question, and the difference between us can't be much. That is covered by the Official Secrets Act, I offer. Georgie smiles at me as the audience laugh. A few hands raise, and I can see Hunter is itching to leave. He has less than half an hour to search 2 rooms, presumably alone, because I've just spotted Ronnie in the wings looking like she's about to join us on stage. Maybe Maria Isabel El Rey can help him. I nod to him, and he puts his microphone to the floor to leave. Have you ever killed anyone? A woman asks loudly, and the room goes silent. Hunter glances at me. He knows I'm not best placed to handle this question right now. I'm still transitioning. He left the military long before me. Hunter relaxes back into his chair and grabs his microphone again. Well, this is not a normal cruise conversation, but as you asked, let me just say this. As a voter who elects the government, who appointed the police and judges, you are part of the machine responsible for any criminal punishment or act of war, and the consequences. Has war ever killed anyone? Yes, throughout the whole of history. Yet the voting public is rarely asked if they have killed anyone. But as a voter and a taxpayer, you are no less on the front line, no less responsible, and that's why no soldier should ever be asked something that the public is not. I stand up and shake his hand. He gives me a social hug. I need more time, he whispers. Chapter 83. Discharge. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hands together for a truly incredible lady who is a valued member of our stage cast. Aulie. Georgie stands and applauds, and the audience join her. I am in shock. Maybe Ronnie was for him. But this is wrong. I stand and applaud, watching my daughter walk from the rear of the stalls interacting with so many people. She has a talent for this. By the time she climbs onto the stage, the audience are expectant, and I'm angry, but I hug her. I sense the audience muttering in confusion. Do they think she's my child bride? Aulie collects her microphone and turns to the auditorium. She is a performer and far stronger than me. She takes all this in her stride. I am honored to call this man Father. Her pause is so perfectly measured. He stepped in after my own parents were slaughtered, even though it cost him his commission, his pension, and everything he had worked for in his army life, Aulie says, and she waits. We could close the curtains now, leave the audience wanting more, but she calmly turns to Georgie, who is standing. They hug and then take their seats. Before we start, Your name is spelled A-U-L-I, an apostrophe, then another I. Is that right? Owl, as in the bird. Lee, then another Lee. Owlie. It's hard. Call me E. It's Hawaiian. But you're not Hawaiian. No, my features give that away. I'm Syrian. It was not my birth name, Owlie explains. I need to stay on mission, to lengthen this show without exploiting Owlie to do it. I turn to the side and see Ronnie still waiting. I wait for the two women to pause. This is like surprise, surprise. Who is the fourth chair for? My old boss? My long-lost grandma? I didn't think of her, Georgie laughs. I can see Ronnie is waiting in the wings. We should bring her on, I ask. Good idea, Georgie says, standing again. Please welcome my final guest and female senior officer and marine scientist, Ronnie Cohen. Ronnie walks onto applause befitting the undercard. The audience want to know more of the main story. Ronnie sits and takes her microphone. I would have been proud to have been dismissed for what you did, Kieran. I've got a lot of respect for you, Ronnie says, and it starts another round of applause. I nod my thanks. I'd rather not go into more of Owlie's story, but I check my watch. Hunter has only been gone 10 minutes. He is unlikely to have even got to Jill's room, and I can see her getting restless in the audience. I can't let her go. Georgie, I start. She turns to me expectantly. I've met someone on this cruise who has been exceptionally generous to me and, more importantly, to Owlie through what have been a few difficult days with the new attacks on my daughter's friends and family in Syria. As Hunter has vacated his chair and we have a spare seat, would the guests like to have a fellow passenger on stage who can ask questions on their behalf? Because she's gained a guest's insight into our story. Georgie can't say no. I turn to Jill. I have trapped her. I'm not sure either is happy, but Jill is not the kind of woman who waits to be invited. She stands and becomes the centre of attention. There is a magnetism to stardom that is many persons' downfall. It could be Jill's. Chapter 84. The Story. Ronnie's story is fascinating, and Owlie was genuinely excited by the excellent work she did as a female enlisted marine biologist. As a compliance officer on the ship, in the industry facing new regulations, she continues to protect the ocean. I watch her listen to Ronnie's every word about the company's special program to train and promote women into positions traditionally held by men. Ronnie wishes to excuse herself, as she has more work to do than there are hours in the day, and the spotlight is back on us. A glance at my watch shows that the 45-minute slot is nearly finished, and Hunter has had 35 minutes. My guess is he is searching Jill's suite. He should know the room well and easily find the money, which the security video tells us went in but did not come out. I would use a cleaning trolley and load it up. He might be on his way to Tony's cabin. I look slowly at the three women sat on stage, then scan the audience who are gripped. Jill has started asking questions, which E is answering diligently, unfazed. We seem to need a little more time, Georgie. Is that possible? I ask. Look, everyone, I know we've gone over, but shall we say another 15 minutes and I will call close? And the audience audibly agree. At the end, many will come to the front with questions. Jill and Owlie will be trapped. Tony, on the other hand, will be able to leave. I need to ensnare him too. I sense a gap in the conversation. Can I say a big thank you to a little group of people, the solo cruisers? As a group, they are there for each other, and they've extended that courtesy to me and Owlie. Jill is one, and who else is here? I pretend to scan the audience. Malcolm, Sue, Maeve, and Tony, please stand up. A fantastic group for those cruising alone. That includes me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hopefully, that'll get people talking to him after we finish, delaying his exit. I'm not sure Georgie liked me inviting Jill on stage, and it looks like she is falsely clapping the group. She turns to me. "Kieran, were you actually court-martialed?" she asks me. I know it is a reprimand. The theatre has fallen silent. Georgie wants an answer. "We were sent to Syria as part of a United Nations effort to keep peace in a nation that was torn apart. It was a job I was sent to do in Ireland back in the early 80s when I first joined up. Both suffered too much pointless death. In Syria, cities lay so destroyed it's unimaginable. Snipers shooting at running children for target practice. Ali was not exaggerating. I had to go off-grid. I went rogue. I was outside my remit and was helping displaced, homeless, parentless children who managed to stay alive. I wasn't the only one, but I went beyond my remit without permission. I started to help children cross into Turkey. Then I brought Ali to England. I was still serving. My aging mother became a mum again. I broke so many rules that there was a pile of books to throw at me. The barristers didn't want me setting an example in any way. I had just left my mother with a child she was not expecting, so for many reasons I agreed to walk away. I lost my career and my pension, and I would do it all again. Georgie must call an end to the session, now 20 minutes over. She recommends that everyone come to my next lecture tomorrow, and I am left wondering how to follow that. But my current mission is to extend the overrun further. I must give Hunter more time. Jill is mobbed by the crowd. She is going nowhere. I head for Tony and ensure he shares the fuss I am given. But I notice Georgie is not mixing with the guests. She is uncharacteristically storming out angry. I must have overstepped. "Excuse me," I say, leaving the guests with Tony. "Georgie, what's wrong?" She turns sharply and lets off steam. "Hunter was meant to stay." "He's busy." It is awkward for me to say more. "I'll give him busy. He changes your cruise dates for his use. He takes you on a mission without my say-so. Then he leaves a performance he asked me to stage." I can't stop her, but she won't find him. She rushes off, and I go back into the theatre to waste more time. "Why don't we go into the restaurant?" Jill suggests, joining the solo cruisers as I arrive back there. She must have had her fill of fame and leads us away from the public. In the elevator area, Jill takes the stairs. There is no way Tony is the leader, and the other women are not involved. "Hey, let me page Ronnie and Hunter. We can have the off-record version of what we did on stage," I say, grabbing the house phone. "Hi. Can you page Officer Ronnie Cohen and Officer Hunter Wiltowski and say the theatre party are dining in the aft restaurant? It's Kieran Phillips from the entertainment department. It's important you tell them where we are. Thank you."